You are listening to Larry Conners, USA.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
This is Larry Conners, USA. Larry Conners, USA.
They want to say, what about the surge? Well, first of all, just gut check, stop. Anyone who's using the term surge around you consciously is trying to invoke a militaristic frame. And that's a problem because this is not a surge. These are children and they are not insurgents and we are not being invaded, which, by the way, is a white supremacist idea, philosophy. The idea that if an other is coming in the population, that this is like an invasion of who we are.
That is AOC. This is March 31st, 2021. And there she is saying, quit calling this tsunami, as I've referred to it, at the border, a surge. That's a militaristic tone and term. She's wrong. She's wrong. She doesn't understand the difference between the word surge and insurgent. Somebody going to school the woman? Or are they just going to let her go along and make these proclamations? What she's trying to do again is say that, quit calling this a surge. It indicates we're under attack. Well, we are under attack. Are the children coming with knives and weapons? No. Are they bringing drugs in some cases? Maybe. Are some of the adults with them bringing drugs, guns, and knives? Don't know, but possibly. Has she been at the border? Has she been at the border to see it under the Biden administration? Or as they now want to call it the Biden-Harris administration? Yeah, they've already labeled it Biden-Harris. Next thing is take Biden down, take the hyphen down. It's just the Harris administration. They're that close to it. We're going to get in that more detail because, again, here's a perfect leftist who will not even go to the border right now. Neither has Kamala Harris, who was given the authority and direction by President Biden the other day to step in and start doing something to help with the issue at the border, where she said, I'm only doing diplomatic. I'm only talking to the leaders of the countries. I'm not dealing with the people. And then Biden hasn't been to the border yet either. Do you know how much assault Trump was under when he didn't get down to the border immediately to see all the cages and the overcrowding? And it's happening now worse, and they're not going down to look. I've got an idea that will prove if the leftists are truly interested in the children. And what I'm going to propose, I'm willing to bet they will not accept. But if they do this, I'll say they do care about the children. They do. I'll explain that coming up later. COVID passports, we're still apparently going to be pushed that direction. The government is saying we will help companies come up with them. The first step to the government helping the companies is to start imposing it and demanding. And one state is already considering it. And yet we're still being lied to about the origins. We got a U.S. inspector from WHO yesterday that we were running saying, well, we asked them all the good questions and they denied. No, we didn't do anything. Another inspector now says you didn't ask enough. You didn't actually investigate. And Biden pushing a $3 trillion grab bag. They're putting it at $2 trillion. It's a $3 trillion grab bag. Infrastructure, not just buildings and streets, but also social infrastructure. That could go to $4 trillion before it's over with. Then you get a student chastised because he will not admit what he sees. Or when he sees a picture that shows a white person and a black person, he just says, I see two people. And he's chastised by the professor. It's not teaching, it's indoctrination, pushing racism. By the way, FB, Facebook, and Twitter users got banned, some of them yesterday, locked down, because they were repeating Laura Trump's interview with former President Trump. They simply referred to it, ran a clip of it. Facebook and Twitter shut them down. I haven't put it up. They may find another reason to put me down, but I have not put it up. And, of course, we have Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz being accused of having sexual relations with a 17-year-old. We're going to look at that. And watch how the Democrats come pounding and beating on his door, but I still don't see them going after Cuomo. And now 9 women making allegations against him. And also, the story will have you shaking your head. A CNN report that says basically, a news report, supposedly, there is no consensus criteria on assigning sex at birth. The woman delivers the child, the doctor picks it up, turns to the husband or the wife, the woman who's in labor, and says, you have well, I can't tell. It's got one of those things, but I don't know if it's a boy or girl. Really? We got a lot to cover the next 2 hours. Let your friends and neighbors know we're on the air. Lock and load. Ready on the right.
You can email Larry at LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com. LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com.